Greetings everybody, Amar here, and this is a new chart that I made. This here is the drawing since hit chart. I've divided the 54 numbers into 3 separate groups. So 1 through 18 is the first group, and I've highlighted it blue here. Accordingly, I highlighted any numbers that came out here in blue. 19 to 36 is yellow. Accordingly, over here, those numbers are also yellow. And then 37 to 54 is green, and accordingly, the numbers are green here. Now this area here shows a count of numbers in that zone. So Z1 is zone 1 over here. Okay, and this is the count of numbers. So in this particular drawing, there was 3, there was 1, and there was 3, there was 2. And this is the pattern down here for a minimum of 3 numbers within that group. Now I also have it colored blue here as clarification. So this blue, again, is according to this blue here, this group. This yellow here, this green here. So this is the count for the second zone: 1, 1, 2, 4, 2, 2, 3, and this is the skip pattern. So 3, 2, 2. All right. So this is really the pattern that you're trying to use to make your prediction. Okay. And over here, this is the pattern for the third zone. And you can see I put these arrows in here because it seemed that after you had a multiple in the second zone, like for instance here you had 3, then pretty soon you'd have a multiple in the first zone. So here there was 3 and here there was 4. So these are like guiding arrows. And I put one here, here, and I put one here. So for this last particular drawer, I have the little red square here. I'll zoom in to that just real quick. So I put the little red arrow there. You can see it there. And I made my prediction for minimum 3 numbers. So that was a correct prediction. There was 4 numbers correct. Unfortunately, the only numbers I got correct were in that zone were the 5 and the 18. For some reason, I didn't play the 2 and didn't play the 8. And this had a nice gap of 2, 2. So there was a nice symmetry there. So I really should have put more numbers in this group, considering I had made that prediction. But that was like a last minute prediction because this is a last minute chart that I had built. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom out again back to 70. That was 110. So that's the first part of this chart. Okay. Now, if you come over to this side of the chart here, this here is, again, this is the same part of the chart that was in the previous screenshot. You have the zones, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Now in this part, I'm looking at multiple scores. So the multiples I've formatted in orange. Now, these groupings here are divided by 9. So this Z1 here is 18 numbers, but this group here is only 9 numbers. So this is actually 1 through 9. This would be 10 through 18. This is 19 through 27, etc. Okay, so this here, if you take the sum of the 1 through 9 and 1 through 18, 1 through 9 and 10 through 18, so that's 1. That's equivalent to this cell here, which is 1. All right. Now here, again, we're looking for multiples. So the multiples are in orange. Again, I made a prediction here that it would come out multiples in the units, or rather in multiples from 1 to 9. and there was 3 numbers. So I format that with this blue here, and I'm just gonna bring it down. And these are, so that was a prediction for the multiples. Now this side here, Z1, it's exactly the same count. Okay, so this is 1, this is 1, this is 2, this is 2, this is 3, this is 3. So the count here and the count here is the same, except here I'm looking for multiples, and here I'm looking for no scores. So the pattern here is pink for multiples, and here I put green for no scores. So this is the pattern reading down again, 35, 18, 15, and then in this zone you had 15, 11, 16, and in this zone you had 12, 2, 10, and 15. So this is where we currently are. Now the prediction that I made was that there was no numbers going to come out in this particular zone. And that again is numbers 19 through 26. No, I'm sorry. 19 through 27. So that was correct. So I was able to leave out the 24, which was hot on the drawing since hit chart. And the only mistake I did is I played the 19 as a repeater. It wasn't a power number, but knowing that I had made this prediction, I should have stuck with my guns and not played the 19 and focused on the 18 as the adjacent, which came out here. So this again here is the same formatting. I put the numbers here again, and so this can actually be dragged up. So you can see, say, when I look here and say, oh, I'm looking for no numbers, what numbers came out with no numbers all the way up here? In this particular drawing, I drag this up, and you can see here it was 1, 3, 11, 15, 16, 50. Now the final thing here is that this is the pattern of minimum 4 numbers between 1 and 36. Okay, so this is the pattern again reading down. If you would have minimum 4 numbers in only the first 2 zones. Okay, which is 36 numbers. So I'm just going to zoom into this real quick. So if you want to look at it in better clarity, I'll put it to 110. Let me put it to 120, and I'll just look at the this part first. All right. So these are the patterns. Again, reading down. So that was a good prediction. This zone appears to be hot. This one also is hot. This one is less hot. It's in the upstroke of a flag here at 5 days. And this is the opposite pattern. So that one was pretty clear here. And judging from when that same zone went missing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drawings in a row, I would endeavor to predict that you're going to have no numbers again in that particular zone. So I put the little black box there for my prediction. And the last thing is there's also other patterns which are interesting here. You see here, this is a 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 4, 1. So of course, by default, I'm not playing these higher zones, but I could, let's say, make a prediction that there's going to be no numbers within this particular group here. And then I would drag this up and say, okay, what were the numbers that came out? And then you have the 8, 10, 14, 17, 28, 29. And over here you had 7, 18, 25, 32. So you have the 18 again, the 7. So in this particular drawing, the 735 was actually my power numbers. I might have to stick with it one more drawing because you had the 8 and you had the 37. So 35 is still in that wheelhouse. It's a gap 1 off of both the 37, and it's a gap 2, I believe, off of the 32. So I might have to, run those combos that I sent to Amos. But this is the preliminary workout. So again, these are the zones. Zone 1 through 18. Zone 2 is 19 through 36. And zone 3 is 37 to 54. And these are broken up by 9. These are the numbers colored by the groups. These are the multiples. Again, written where this is the count and this is the skip pattern. And this is, of course, the drawing sense hit chart. And I'll zoom out so you can just see the whole thing one last time. That was in. This is out. And so that pretty much concludes this video. And it's up, Amos, so you can certainly use it and pause it where you see fit. All right. Good luck. Thanks for watching. And comment and subscribe and let me know what you think. All right, everybody. Good luck.